welcome back to my channel. Again, my name is Mooney, and I am new to YouTube. I hope everybody enjoyed the last video that I put up. Didn't have any commentaries to go off of, so we're just going to continue on. I did go ahead and, my last video talk about arenas and stuff that they should put in the game, and talk about, how they should really add to some arenas and also put in arenas in certain locations. And today we're going to kind of get into areas and expansion on the map and things as far as terrain that I would think would be a good addition. I briefly touched on it the last time in my last video, but didn't go into depth. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about that and kind of get everybody's opinion. But yeah, so let's get started. Today I'm on Ruby. This is Red Ruby. That's her show name. She's beautiful. She will be a lesson horse soon to come for our lesson barn. So I'm hoping she'll be a good candidate sooner or later, but we do need to do some training. And why not do it since we still have the Trailblazer available? It could be a good time to get that done. So let's get to it. Now we are at Steve's today, so I'm just going to kind of hit some of the jumping areas over here, maybe head to Marley's and do possibly the Baroness. I can't remember if I had been on sooner and done those races, but if that's the case, we'll head down to Moreland. But yeah, so one of the things that I think they should definitely expand on, and I know it's been a huge topic of contention amongst players, but I really think that they genuinely should focus on Ashland. I think that would be a good addition, and updating it. Not only that, I think it would just give more opportunities for different areas in the map. From what I understand, it's still a very forbidden area, quote unquote, forbidden. But I do think it would be a great addition to the game, especially because it's mentioned in a lot of the quest lines still, and definitely want to keep with the storyline and keep with the mystery, and just something that I think is a huge point of contention or strain with the SSO community. In the comments, let me know if they've mentioned anything about expanding it in the future. I'm not sure. I don't remember ever seeing or hearing them say from the creators that they were. Looks like they've kind of taken a different direction as far as map expansion. So, and I could be entirely wrong. I mean, again, my opinions are just opinions and speculation. It's nothing factual. I don't have much to go off of when it comes to that. I just only have the community and what's been discussed thus far. But I will add in a very good idea for a map. So I did touch on this in my other video, but I think them adding a desert would be a really good addition. I know that they have Dino Valley, and like I said before, I don't think that should be where you do excavation. I mean, you definitely, there has been a lot, but I think it would delve more into the ruins and bring out an Egyptian theme type thing. Doesn't necessarily have to go that way though. I think that's just the baseline of the idea, right? They could give it a home for the Arabians and the Marwaris and Alcatek horses. I think they could definitely get a specific zone or area that is just belonging to them. And not only that, allow SSO to expand in horses that can thrive in the desert. Because there's definitely a lot more breeds. There's definitely a lot more to it than just Arabians and Marwaris. And so I think that would be a really good idea. I think the quest line can start in South Hoof, where they have to help a family that crashed their small boat because they were on their way back from a long trip. Excuse me, and start there. I think it could potentially go like, that family was a secret royal family, close to the Baroness family, not related but close, and that's who they were seeing from long distance. And in helping royalty, they help you get across to a really desert-esque island that's not located. It's not easy to get to due to different restrictions. And I think if you really ask me, it should be somewhere where it's really warm or foresty. I don't think it should be somewhere where this area is. Oh, you can't see. So not here. I think they should add more here. I think they should go this way with the map. Or they can go this way. Either way, I think they could really play on it. Or they could make it its own island. They could expand this way and make a different island. They have this little section here, right here, where the Sunset Isles are. So I think they could add to this, and maybe the boat crashed here or crashed here on Cape Sorrow. I was thinking more Cape Sorrow because it's a little bit more by itself. But they could definitely do something like that. Add it in a quest line of helping, a desert royal family, and make it a huge thing. It can make it like, there's a bunch of races you can do in the desert. There's a bunch of things. Sand dune races, just a bunch of different things. They could do excavation or like runology over there too. I wouldn't necessarily take away from Valdel Village, but they could really run with it. Like, learn about the history of the people that's been there, give some culture to it. They used to, like I think I mentioned with Dino Valley, they took out the natives in that area, which I think was a huge mistake. And hopefully they took it out only to revamp it and bring it back in. That's my hope. But, they could still keep culture in it without being specific to a certain ethnicity or group. With still being inclusive, right? So we're not saying we're taking out of that inclusivity, but I just think that would be a good addition. It would be so cool to run in sand. If you know how like the snow is kind of piled up, it's kind of the same thing with sand. Not all areas, but I think it would be really, really cool. There's also different pets that can survive the sand area and this, the desert, like snakes, or I know I'm just throwing these out here, but lizards and stuff like that, like geckos and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. They could add in hawks. They can add in armadillos. Just a bunch of different pet ideas. That would really work. So I think that would be a great addition. I think it would be fun. Now, I'm going to dive into another thing I think that they really should have picked up on. And I know a lot of people say I'm a little crazy for this one, but hear me out on this. This is not a hear me out video, but hear me out on this. I do think they should do something kind of like they did with Christmas, where you have to travel to get there. I think you should talk to some type of ocean being. Could be Bruce, could be just a random, seahorse family that you help. Okay, we're just going with just with the vibes. Okay, just stay with me. It could be any sea creature. Okay, you help a sea creature. They then say, "Oh, we would love to show you our home, but you have to have a special way of getting there." And you get this little special device that you have to keep in your saddle, not in your saddlebag, but in your inventory, in your little backpack. You have to keep it in there in order to go under the water. And you go into an underwater world. And it would give a bunch of the seahorses a home. The lionfish, the goldfish, the seahorses that we had, the old horses. It would just give it so much more. And I know it kind of seems like the Cloud Kingdom. I understand. but it would give so much more creativity in creating an undersea world. There's so many presets that you can kind of go off of too that people make. I myself have made. I think they could really take it far. And it would be only just during the summer, right? They have those beach races, they add that world in, they do those extra quests. It could be something so fun. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. It could be something so fun and just entertaining in itself. I think it would bring back a little bit of the nostalgia from other quests that, you used to have to do for other events that no longer exist. I think it would be really cool to do and add in, and also would give a home to all of the magic horses that live or are supposed to be in the ocean. It's a really good feature. I think, you could add little pets like seahorses. They already have the crabs, and not all crabs live in water, so I understand that aspect of it, but you could do like lobster pets and fish pets and all of that. It would be so cool. Or, like, even if you had fish outside of the saddle pad, they would stay in like their own little bubble. I think that'd be so cute. Their own little dome. Ugh. See, I have such great ideas, guys. I have such great ideas. I just am full of them all the time and really passionate about adding new things and adding really different things. Things would be fun. People would enjoy, have stuff to do. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about the desert? How do you feel about the sea world? What is more enticing to you? Leave that down in the comments. Let me know. Kind of chat about it as we go. But and it doesn't just limit it to the desert. It's also like, giving certain horses a home. I feel like some horses just don't have it. Like Fort Pinta, yeah, it's by the beach, but it's just not enough for me. It's not enough. I really want, magic horses to have their home, because the Halloween horses have their home, and it's in the Halloween town, right? It's in the island. It's separately, you have to get to it. I think the same concept can be done for an undersea world. And if they can do it with Halloween and Christmas, I'm sure they will be able to figure out for the summer stuff. So I say summer, but like mid in between type stuff. I just want to see more from them. It is a little disappointing, Cloud Kingdom is gone. And I don't mean like permanently, because they did bring some of the stuff back, but I don't know. I think that was kind of like their downfall. And again, it wasn't really like a major event, meaning like it's not a major holiday. So I get it. I quite understand, but also at the same time, a lot of people still love that. So I think they kind of made a little bit of an oopsie on getting rid of that. That's my personal opinion. Definitely think that everything kind of happens for a reason. Those decisions were made based off of reasons. Maybe updating the system is just not able to support something like that. I just hope they don't do the same thing for Halloween or Christmas, because it seems like it's going in that direction where those are going to be like non-existent soon enough. And I really hope that's not the case. It is one of the things that has been talked about in the community, in SSO community, that with all these other things going and disappearing, like Cloud Kingdom, the Easter stuff, where's the direction of Christmas? Where's the direction of Halloween? Stuff like that. We don't want to take away from the world. And I don't necessarily feel like they'll take that away, but who's to say it won't lead that way? And like I said, I really hope not. But, yeah, I think those are some really good ideas to kind of start with on different areas that they could add to the map. Definitely wouldn't have no trouble doing an undersea world, because it's not really an addition to the map, it's just underneath the water. And we already have glitches where you can see underneath the water. So, I mean, why not just make it fun and do it? Again, personal opinion, but we're going to head on over to... Moorland. I think I finished everything over here. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys. Just came home from my shift at work. Part-time. I work a full-time and a part-time. So yeah, it's been crazy. We weren't supposed to work as much as hours that we did, but I'll not say no to money. I'll take it. I'll take the hours. So excuse me if I yawn a few times. I'm a little tired, just a little. But yeah, I want to get this Trailblazer, at least these points done, so I can. I know I just leveled up, but like I can at least get it halfway, so when I do the free points tomorrow, I don't have to worry about leveling up another one and kind of get 2 levels done in one night. So let's see. Yeah, I think from like stemming on like adding things, what other things do you guys think they should add that hasn't already been in game? Let's make it very specific. It's not something that's been in game. What do you think that there's something that they could add that would benefit like a different type of map or yeah, I do wish they did like a beach map. I know they kind of slightly have New Hillcrest, but where they would go with that, I don't know. And honestly, I'm hoping that they figure that out. But yeah, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think it would be really cool to kind of just add more depth to the map. I think it would be just fun. It would just be fun overall. I do also want to see more in the medieval stuff. I want them to really hone in on that too. I know that like Camp Western, I mean I saw everything for Camp Western, and I'll get into that in another video. I don't want to like take away from this, but I really think they did such a good job with the theme of the state fair. That was brilliant. I think they did a good collaboration. The soon to come outfits, the things that came out. If you've seen CC Creations, their video that they post, they're really generous with being able to see, you know, the next things coming up. And I honestly think the outfits have really they just gotten so much better. So much better. I think people don't really understand like how far the outfits have really come. They're not repetitive on this, to say the least, with the next round of outfits. I think there's maybe 2 that might really be a repeat, which is like the sweater from, you know, when we had in the winter village and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a knitted pattern. It's still something that's like, they would have never made that 2 years ago, or even more than that. It's not something they would have been able to do. The detail and the refining on it and the coloration, I just think they did such a phenomenal job on those outfits that they created. Some of them, I think we could have strayed away, but I mean, you have to understand it's like creative freedom. So like they should be able to design stuff that they like, or to design something unique. And I really think they went above and beyond and went out of their way. So yeah, I definitely think that they did phenomenal. Like realistically. Now I will kind of hint at, there was a lot of pig theme. Okay, hear me out. With the mud races, with the pig scales, hitting the scales, very fair-esque, which fairs typically started for animal auctions, for like pigs and cattle. I'm really hoping that they surprise us with a pig pet. I really want it. I want it so badly. It would be the first walking pet besides the Yule goat and a few other things like the cat and the Yorkie. But like, I think it would really up the ante of having a pet that walks, that's a companion. So, and a pig would be so cute. I mean, just think about the pigs that were in the saddlebags. If they made that kind of cute pig that walked around, I think we would all melt. We would all be like, oh my goodness, piggy! And I don't want them to make it a derpy pig with like the white eyes with black dots in the middle. No, make it cute like the horses. Like, I really hope that, like, that's truly my, like, conspiracy theory. I don't really know if it's a conspiracy theory, but I honestly think that they might be hinting at something. I could be wrong, and, you know, like I said, all speculation in my own opinion. But if you ask me, it might be like a precursor to maybe even next year, or maybe they are going to bring a pet pig. I don't know. And that's another thing I wanted to bring up, guys. I think I didn't bring this up last time we talked about pets in my last video, but I wish that we can name our own pets. Like, I think they should still have, like, overall the name of the pet that they came up with. For instance, like, they have the new chicken pet they came up with, which her name is Agatha. You know, Egg-atha. So, yeah, funny pun. I think they were funny with that one. But I think even if they have that specific, like, name of the specific pet, we should still be able to name them, like, give them their own name, like our horses. So I think if they can get that too, oh, make my world change. I'm sure everybody else is on board with that too. Want to be able to name a lot of the animals that you do have, and horses, and not to mention characters. We're not going to touch on that, but I think I am going to go ahead and leave you guys with that. It is going to be quite a short video. I have been working pretty hard on getting more hours in so, with work, but let me know what your thoughts are. You know, what do you think about adding to the map? Desert area, under the sea type of world. You know, little things like that. Like, what do you think about that? Also, updating the Ashland and other areas that really realistically need to be brought in. I feel like some areas get abandoned. So, you know, we still have a lot of the map to update too. There's a lot of areas they really haven't updated. So, yeah, give me your feedback on that. And then, you know, also, like, what do you guys think of, you know, possible pet pig? Hey, you know, Peppa Pig. There's that, my conspiracy theory. Um, but yeah, you know, let me know in the comments, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Um, and we'll kind of just go from there. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really, really appreciate everybody that does take the time to watch it, because it means a lot. It helps me, it helps my ability to, you know, bring more videos out and talk and discuss more things. You know, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and again, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.